That's right, we're finally here at the finals. You mentioned it's been such a long tournament, 11 rounds of Swiss plus the 4 or 5 more rounds afterwards. These players have gone through the gauntlet. Both players defeating, veteran duelists on each of their respective top 4 matches. One taking down Pac, Chris LeBlanc falling on the other side. And now these two unchained duelists are all that remain. I mean, this is a deck that we knew going into the tournament was strong. People have kind of felt like maybe it fell off because of Age of Overlord didn't get as much as the other decks people thought, at least in consideration. But SP Little Knight, huge in this strategy, being able to use that Unchained Soul of Rage to link away an opponent's monster and go into SP Little Knight, huge.
Agreed. And while the Unchained deck seems to be a little bit unassuming to be in the finals, so do the players, both of whom were fairly modest and both of whom have had little experience in a top cut. I was talking to Joey Bellafiore before. This is the first top cut he's ever made, and now he's in the finals, one match away from becoming a YCS champion.
Yeah, you can definitely see both players are just happy to be here, and they're going to be happy if they can walk away with the win. I mean, making it to the finals in your first top cut can be a little nerve-wracking, but also the pressure's kind of off, because maybe you came to this tournament just hoping you'd make the top cut, since you've never made the top cut before at YCS, but to make it all the way to the finals, you're playing with like house money here, right?
Yeah, and both players said that, they were here to have fun, they're surprised they made it this far, and now look at them talking to one another. They look like they're having the time of their lives. They don't actually look stressed, they don't look nervous, which is awesome to see.
Yeah, I mean, this could be the beginning of a new friendship, rivals for life, potentially. You're going to see in the upcoming events and be like, oh, this is the guy that I lost to against in the finals, or the one I beat. This could be the start of a beautiful relationship. I know I have a lot of friends from people I've played in various top cuts, because you're going to have that mutual respect of, the other players that also love and play Yu-Gi-Oh! So well. But I'm glad that they both, having fun is the key. Well, if you're not having fun, what are you doing? You want to have fun, and then you'll have the success that comes out from doing something that you love, and I think that's the case here for Joey and Jack.
It's great to see both players laughing, smiling, and while Unchained was a recently successful strategy, I do think players are surprised to see 2 Unchained decks in the finals, given the limited support they've recently received.
Yeah, definitely, but the SP Little Knight is huge. Age of Overlord, Duelist Nexus have been very impactful sets, and it's time to duel one more time. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. It's the finals of YCS Richmond, Game 1. Let's do it one more time. Here we go, the die roll. Who's going to go first? It's going to be a 7. That's the average.
Right in the middle.
7, the most likely number to roll on 2 dice, so here we go again.
These 2 duelists may be perfectly matched.
8 and a 5. All right, there's the handshake. Game 1 is underway. Our crowd is excited. I hope you watching at home are also as excited as we are. One of these duelists will be the first ever YCS Richmond champion.
Looks like a strong hand for Jack, but Joey is going first.
Gonna set a card to a spell and trap card zone. Use a Ruha to destroy it and special summon a Ruha from the hand. It's going to be Chamber. Chamber's going to special summon an Unchained monster from the deck. Now, since this is the finals, they do get a little bit of more time, 65 minutes in the finals, but they're still going to want to keep up that pace of play. Yes. So he's going to summon Shyama. Shyama's going to destroy his Aruha, and now Aruha is going to special summon from the deck. Going to be special summoning Shavara here.
Two monsters on the field. He's going to perform a Link summon.
Yep, going to summon Unchained Soul, Lord of Yama. And then the Shavara, since it's sent to the graveyard, is going to be able to set a trap card. So he's going to be able to add an Unchained monster and set an Unchained trap from the deck.
He goes for Escape.
And I assume a bomb removal was what you popped. Just making sure. Yeah, Chamber, yeah. I think I had. Yes.
Thinking about what he wants to add. I didn't see what he said. Was it an Escape?
It was an Escape. So
okay.
He said Escape of the Unchained to his back row.
Sets the Escape. Adds Rakea here from the deck to the hand. Off to a solid start here. Just being able to access Unchained Soul, Lord of Yama is huge. He's going to normal summon the Rakea since he special summoned a Ruha from the hand. Rakea has the quick effect to destroy one of your own cards. It's going to destroy Escape, so he's going to be able to summon another Unchained monster from the deck. Let's see if he goes for a level 6. Nope, it's going to be Sarama, so he's going to be able to reset that Escape.
Go ahead and link these stuff.
Now he's going to link the 2 away.
I will do
Unchained Soul of Rage is going to be on the field. Now he's going to use Sarama to set the trap to destroy his Soul of Rage. So he'll be able to add back an Unchained monster from the graveyard to the hand. He's going to go after Shavara here and gets to reset that escape.
Shama for the grave, targeting Sarama.
And now he's going to use Shayama to destroy Sarama.
Effect special.
Now Sarama is going to special summon from the deck.
Shavara is back on the field.
Now he has the 2 level 6 fiends that he needs.
Yes.
We'll see if he exceeds summons a triple D.
The faded check.
Yep, indeed it is DDD High Wave King Caesar. This is going to be able to negate an activation of a spell, trap, or monster effect that special summons a monster. Going to set another card to his back row and pass with the Wave King Caesar on the field.
Jack looks like he has a relatively strong hand, and he draws Tour Guide from the Underworld for his turn.
Yeah, I think the key card we can see in his hand right now is that Infinite Impermanence, which is going to completely cut off the DDD High Wave King Caesar. That's huge.
He activates it right away, and that's exactly what he does.
Now, since that resolves, he's going to be free to special summon. There's still going to be ways for Joseph to interact in this game. Fenrir's huge here. Just another non-engine card to stick onto the field right away.
That's right. Unfortunately, he did have to use the Infinite Impermanence first because you can only activate it from your hand if you control no cards.
All right.
Oh.
He says it's okay, no response. So now he's going to use Fenrir's effect to try and add to the hand. Does he have infinite? Yep, there's an Infinite Impermanence going to cut off Fenrir from adding and not having to worry about that banishing effect as well.
Not bad, but it is nice that he got one Infinite Impermanence out of the way. However, the Unchained strategy does have a lot of play during the opponent's turn, which Jack may be walking into.
It's going to follow up the Kastira Fenrir with the normal summon of Tour Guide from the Underworld.
He's going to activate its effect, and we'll see what Joey has.
Does he have...
I'll chain Caesar.
So he's going to use Caesar's effect just to detach the Shavara. That's going to allow him to set an Unchained Trap from his deck. It is negated by Infinite Impermanence, but you can still pay the cost for the effect there.
Yeah, an important ruling to know so that you have that ability to set that trap card. If you didn't know you could still activate the effect, you may have...
Yeah, it just stands for pause.
Okay. If you didn't know that you could still activate the ability, you might have missed the opportunity to set a crap from your deck. So good play by Joey if he needs that crap card. And of course, Jack does get to resolve his Tour Guide's effect, since the effect of the Triple D Wave High King Caesar was negated earlier in the turn by Infinite Impermanence. And Jack will special summon a Fiendish Rhino Warrior from his deck with that Tour Guide's effect.
Now Shavara is going to set an Unchained Trap card. I guess he's going to set Escape. Oh, so yeah, he didn't reset the Escape. He reset the Chamber because the Chamber is going to be able to special summon the Soul Rage from the graveyard here. So he's going to still have some interactions.
Oh, with the Samara's effect, he got the Chamber.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good play because the Soul of Rage can link with the opponent's monster on your opponent's turn. So it's another card that can interrupt your opponent's field.
Yeah, and this is where the Age of Overlord impact is going to come into play for the Unchained strategy. He's going to summon the Soul of Rage, be able to link away with the monster spell summon from the opponent. He's going to go after Fenrir, it seems. But Jack does have the Shavara in hand, but he's going to let it resolve and link away the Fenrir for SP Little Knight. Since he used an extra deck monster, he's going to be able to banish the Fiendish Rhino Warrior as well. But this is going to prompt Jack to think.
Yeah, I think this is where you would probably use the Shavara, destroy the Fiendish Rhino Warrior, and be able to use its effect, right?
That's what it might be the case here for Jack.
Yes.
All right, so he lets the SP Little Knight.
No, you don't want banish.
Okay, he allows the Fiendish Rhino Warrior to be banished.
I'll go.
Oh, he'd
He wants to
prefer
save
to
for the
destroy the trap card he had in his hand,
Makes a lot of sense. So, he's
so
gonna
that he gets an additional special summon from the deck of one of his Unchained monsters.
Yeah.
I believe that's an escape that was in his hand that he now set to the field, and there's the destruction of the escape. Yeah, that's probably a better use of the card than getting access to a Fiendish Rhino Warrior's effect.
Shavara is going to destroy the escape to special summon another Unchained monster from the deck.
Effective escape to summon from deck. I'll chain Little Knight. I'll target.
Little Knight's going to activate to target itself and Shavara, banishing them both until the end phase. So you see why SP Little Knight is so good in this deck. It ended up being 3 cards it could take care of with the Soul of Rage, the SP Little Knight banish on summon, and the SP Little Knight banish to interact. 3 layers of interruption just with that one chamber that was set. Very solid play here from Joey.
Really strong, but we'll see what Jack special summons from his deck and how he's able to utilize that monster.
Yeah, what is really key for this turn was that infinite impermanence being in the opening hand for Jack and being able to use it on that DDD High Wave King Caesar. Really helped him clear the way. And having Fenrir along with Shavara and the trap. Definitely a strong hand for going second for Jack.
He had a very good hand, but now he has another Shavara on the field.
Yep, thanks to the escapes effect. Looks like Joey might be considering. Oh, he has Shavara in his hand himself, so he's going to be able to destroy. This is really huge because he's also going to have the Yama in the graveyard, I believe, as well. So he's going to destroy his Caesar to summon Shavara, and now Yama will be able to banish, since he destroyed one of his own cards, to special summon an Unchained monster from the graveyard, but he also can destroy one of his own cards as well.
And he does have, I believe he has an Unchained trap card face down, right?
Okay, and then since the High Wave King Caesar is sent to the graveyard, he's able to add the Dark Contract to the hand, and he's going to summon the Rakea, destroy the Rakea with the Yama effect, and now Rakea is going to special summon from the deck. Since it was destroyed, he's going to go for Abominable. Abominable is going to let him discard a card from his hand to try and take out one of these fiends. And he's going to discard that Dark Contract he just added to his hand to go after the tour guide, leaving with just Shavara on the field.
And the set was set off of Shavara, correct?
Excellent play here from Joey, showing why this deck is so strong, deceptively strong. Where you just see, like, it looks like they have only 3 cards, but there's so many points of interaction with those minimal amount of cards with the proper setup.
Right, the deck can do a lot during the opponent's turn just with the cards in the hand. Using cards in the hand to destroy cards on the field, it erupts.
Indeed it does, and now Jack is on his back foot here.
I'm not sure what's in his hand, but on the field, he just has the one Shavara.
Yeah, but it's just a tour guide, and he's going to concede knowing that he's not going to be able to survive the next turn. So we are 1 game down of the finals. Joey is now just 1 win away from becoming a YCS champion. And you said this was his first top at a Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship series. That means you at home could do it too. You could go to a YCS, and your first top, you could make it all the way to the finals and even become a champion. That's the greatest part about Yu-Gi-Oh! As long as you practice and have fun, anyone can win.
Yeah, and look how much fun he's having. He's thrilled to be here, and he's even more excited now that he won the first duel. And his opponent, who's down a game, he's not sweating it.
Yeah, I mean, both these players are already guaranteed prize cards. First place does get that ultra-rare copy of another Risk Glutonia and that amazing trophy we've been showing off all weekend. So definitely a huge difference between first and second. You also get that paid trip to the NAWCQ for the following year. It's definitely something you want to win, but be happy just being in the finals.
Yeah, no doubt that trophy's what they're after, and that ultra-rare prize card as well.
Now they're diving into their side decks. You can almost guarantee if you're playing a specific deck that's really popular, like Unchained, there's going to be stuff in your side deck that's going to be prepared to go in the mirror match.
Yeah. The great thing about the mirror match is, especially when you get to this level of competition and you're in the finals, you're probably very proficient with your own deck. And now if you're playing against a deck so similar to yours, you understand the matchup very well because you know how your deck works, so you know how their deck works.
Yeah,
and that makes it easy to side deck for the matchup.
Oh yeah, definitely. But it's kind of interesting. I'm not going to spoil it because I don't want them to accidentally hear me where they could be siding in. But they both chose to. There's 2 different cards that are actually really good against Unchained. I've been debating myself about which one is probably the better one to put in. Well, one of them has one of these cards that I like to talk about, and the other one has the other one. So we're going to have to see which one of these is going to come make more of an impact for each player's strategy. Now their side deck shuffling up. We're almost ready to go into game number 2. I'm really excited. Again, I don't want to spoil it quite just yet, but hopefully we'll see the side deck cards coming in.
I was expecting to be in the 3.
So we can see which one is more impactful, because this is something I've been wondering myself. I'm sure if you at home could know of the 2 different cards that are particularly good against Unchained, you might be able to figure it out yourselves.
You got to tell us, Bill.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to tell you. I won't tell you until we see them. You can post in the chat what 2 cards you think I'm talking about. They're both different, but you can both use them on your opponent's turn when they go first, and both extremely useful against Unchained.
All right, I'll wait.
Yeah, we'll wait and see.
We'll wait.
This is going to really suck to
I'm not happy about it, but I'll wait.
But you in the chat can guess which cards they are, and we'll have to see when they come down. I promise you, I will tell you that these are the cards I was talking about, but don't want to spoil it just yet. I'm really excited, though. But going into the sides, I think, just looking at them, I think Joey might have the advantage, just because he might have a few more cards going in here, but he is going to be going second this time. He went first in game 1 and walked away with that victory.
That's right. I love the spirit of the players. They're so happy. This is not your typical finals energy. There's usually a lot more stress and a lot more pressure that the players are feeling.
Almost pushed through it, but yeah, it looks like
was the Shavara at the end really sealed it.
All right, let's go ahead and jump into it. It's game 2 of the finals of YCS Richmond. This could be the last duel of the day. The handshake before game number 2, and now they'll draw their opening hands. This time, Jack is going to be going first. It looks like he has a pretty good starting hand.
He does have the normal summon tour guide, and he has the Fenrir to start things off. So he'll special summon that Kashtira Fenrir first, and I expect he'll be using its effect.
Kashtira Fenrir.
I will normal summon.
He's going to wait. Doesn't want to walk into a Droll Lockbird or something like that just yet, so he's going to hold off on the adding effect, but he's going to normal summon the tour guide to special summon Fiendish Rhino Warrior from the deck.
Smart move. He could always use the Kashtira as a Fenrir's effect later in the turn, and adding a Kashtira monster to his hand is not a good point at which your opponent Droll and Lockbirds you, because it's not doing anything in your hand.
Yep. And he definitely wants to make sure he can resolve that Unchained Soul Lord of Yama to add whatever missing Unchained piece he might need. And so he's going to go Chainlink 1. I'm surprised he went Rhino 1, Chainlink 2 Yama. But he's going to be able to send the Shavara and add Shyam, or sorry, add any Unchained monster from his deck to his hand. Jack thinking about what he wants here. He did open Shyama though. They always draw Shyama. I don't know how they do it, but they manage to do it.
So that one's pretty obvious then. I'll send Shavara, and then I'll add.
He's going to add a Ruha. Okay.
Shavara effect. Yeah.
Aruha makes sense to add here since Shavara is going to set the Unchained Trap card from the deck, and he's going to set Escape, it looks like. Could go after Chamber.
Yeah, if he's planning to destroy it, doesn't particularly matter. They both have the same effect of special summoning an Unchained monster from the deck when they're destroyed.
No, Chamber summons from the hand or graveyard, and Escape summons from the deck. So, I mean, when they're destroyed, yeah, but I'm talking about the activation. So,
yeah, right, but they have different activation effects, but
Yeah.
if he's planning to destroy it, it won't matter.
yeah, I mean, we saw how Joey used that effect to cycle it from the graveyard with the Sarama on the previous turn. So Jack may be looking to do a similar play as well, but he's going to have to find a way to get that Shyama out of his hand also.
As you predicted, now he'll use the Fenrir's effect to add a Fenrir to his hand, so...
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, if Joey had the Droll and Lockbird, he would have had to use it after Yama's effect resolved to get a monster, and that at least that would have guaranteed Jack that one Unchained monster.
Definitely. And Droll and Lockbird, not the strongest against Unchained because of just what we just saw. There's plenty of ways to advance your plays without having to walk into a Droll and Lockbird, but still smart to, keep that in mind and order your sequence of plays properly. So he's going to destroy the Chamber to special summon a Ruha from the hand.
Sure.
Now Chamber's going to summon...
Oh, yeah, sorry about that.
Let's see what he goes for. Sarama.
Never thought if I did this, it would be with Unchained. Got to be completely real.
Jack sounds like he might be new to the Unchained deck. He's never thought he'd make the finals with an Unchained deck. Pretty cool to hear, but sometimes that's why you want to try out a bunch of new strategies in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because you don't know, maybe you'll find something that you didn't think you'd like, but when you start playing with it, it turns out it's a perfect deck.
Absolutely.
Yes, of course.
I mean, that's what I love about Yu-Gi-Oh! There's so many options, so many different play styles that you can pick with your deck. And
Yeah.
like, even though you're playing the same game, the decks feel like they just work so different from each other.
They really do. They have a different feel that fits different people. Like,
Oh, Nibiru, the primal being! This is huge!
oh,
This is the perfect time to drop it. Also, before the Sarama can set a trap from the graveyard. He doesn't have Rikeya.
Jack's thinking.
He does. Oh, what is he going to do?
He needs something.
I think he has Shavara in hand. He didn't use the Shavara yet, right? He could change Shavara, yeah, and destroy one of his Unchained monsters, so he'll still get a special summon from his deck.
Yeah, because what will happen is the monster will get destroyed, and Bureau will clear the field, and then in a separate chain, the monster destroyed by Shavara effect will activate.
And then Nibble resolve. So we've got
Nibiru, the primal being, coming down here from
That
Joey
is
in the finals.
that is still brutal.
Oh, it
69
is.
attack. And then 24, 39, 44 attack.
6,900 attack, 4,400 defense. That's a big token.
But does it matter? Nibiru is brutal against the Unchained strategy.
On resolution.
So on resolution, he's going to do Sarama here to special summon from the deck. Or just Sarama summon from the grave? I think they all summon from the deck.
Chainlink 2 Sarama, or Chainlink 1 Sarama to summon from deck, Chainlink 2 Yama because.
Yep, so he's going to summon from the deck, and the Yama is going to banish the summon from the graveyard. Oh, but it didn't see the
destruction
destruction.
was
Yeah,
before
it
the
wasn't in the
Nibiru
graveyard when the
effect.
card destroyed, so you can't do Yami. I was a little weird. I was confused a little bit about that. I thought he only had the one effect he could activate. So yeah, definitely not able to do that.
Or no,
It got wiped.
But-
and then I
It was still on the field when the card got destroyed, so it wasn't in the
Yeah,
graveyard
yeah.
to see the card destroyed. Makes a lot of sense. And now he's going to summon one Unchained monster from the deck. Looks like he's looking at Rikea. And with the Shyama in his hand too, that just adds salt to the wound, because like he could summon Shyama right here and take out the Nib and have a chance, but man, it being in the hand is not good.
Yeah, this is.
Oh, but this is the way to get it into the graveyard.
Yeah, this will allow him to discard a card.
So he's going to get Abominable Unchained.
Abominable Unchained Soul.
Not for the illegal activation of Yama. I think it was top.
Oh, he's not getting a slow play warning. He's getting this a warning for trying to the illegal activation of Yama.
Fiend on the field. Or while I was Fiend Lock, because Sharvara was on the field.
Yep, not going to be upgraded here. Just a PE minor, not a big deal.
Catch up where we were. I just summoned this.
want to cut your deck real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
So he just summoned the Abominable Unchained. He can discard a card from his hand to destroy the Nibiru if he so chooses.
Soul on field on summon.
And he's going to, so he can get rid of that Shyama. Smart stuff here from Jack. Joey giving a little bit of laugh seeing that he drew the Shyama. It's kind of a thing between Unchained duelists. You're like, oh yeah, I always draw it as well.
It's Unchained Comedy.
Indeed.
I'll pop the token.
Now he's going to pop his own token.
Sadly, have to do it. This goes. Thank you.
Oh, interesting. Why the need to get it off his field?
Yama effect this time.
Because he needs to trigger that Yama from the graveyard.
Destroy
Makes
his
a lot
own
of
card.
sense.
That does make sense because he couldn't use the Yama before. This is the way to do it.
Use Sarama effect.
I think Joey checking to make sure the card doesn't need to be destroyed and sent to the graveyard.
That's
Just
that's
destroyed.
exactly what I was thinking. But all the Unchained cards I think are just destroyed.
Indeed, they are. And
Why
now
they're fairly resilient against cards like Dimension Shifter.
Aruha is going to be back from the graveyard.
Shyama effect on Aruha. Sure.
So now he's going to be able to use the Shyama effect to summon back from the graveyard, destroying Aruha.
Jack is managing quite the recovery after that
Clear the
Nibiru.
effect of Aruha.
Definitely able to play through it with the Unchained strategy with the right cards. That Shavar in his hand really saved him against the Nibiru here.
It did. It allowed him to special summon a monster from the deck
So yeah,
after the
trigger
chain
effect of
resolved.
Sharvara, summon from deck.
And that allowed him to keep going as he is now.
Believe the kings don't need Right, so I have two options. I think I have to go with a specific one of them, sadly.
Jack lamenting his options, not thrilled with any of them.
Looks like he's going to summon Rikea. All right, now what is going to be his next move here?
I'll go
He's going to link.
link 2.
Yep,
This
link.
goes to the bottom.
Yep, since he summoned the Shyama from the graveyard, it's going to go to the bottom of the deck there. And he's going to summon a link to,
So I can go with that.
maybe he's going to another Yama into Soul of Rage, maybe? He could just go into Soul of Rage or go Yama into Soul of Rage just to have a Yama in the graveyard.
Could. It would cost him another monster, though.
Checking his resources. I mean, the big thing is that the Sarama didn't resolve, so he wasn't able to reset the trap card, which is huge in this matchup. Like a lot of matchups.
Yeah, having that extra trap on the field would have been nice, but he's going for a Muckraker.
Muckraker, that makes a lot of sense. He's Fiend Block already anyway, so he'll use Muckraker's effect to discard that Fenrir.
Back, right? Yeah, you're good. I don't have
All right, that'll let him special summon a Fiend from his graveyard.
And now he's just left with the one card in his hand,
There he is.
but he's going to get that Sarama.
Another opportunity to set that crucial trap card you were discussing.
So I will.
It is definitely what he needs to
activate the
do
effect
here.
Of Sarama targeting
Sarama's going to set
Abominable Chamber.
Chamber. I think you destroy the Muckraker here. It doesn't really matter. As long as you link into Soul Rage, out, you can go into. You're going to destroy Rikea. Oh, yeah, he has Rikea's effective summon still.
Yeah,
He didn't
why
use
not?
that earlier, right? Yeah, I mean, I know he lost the monsters in Nib. I don't think it was Rikea.
I don't think he used Rikea's effect.
So now he might go for the Shyama just to get it back into the graveyard.
He's just going through all the monsters in his deck.
It's been a really good turn here for Jack, despite the Nibiru coming down.
Yeah, that was some impressive play through that Nibiru. Nibiru finishes off a lot of Unchained Duelists then and there, but Jack made it through.
And that's yeah. Okay. I will be
Can't link with the Muckraker.
like 3.
Cannot be used as a link material. The link, yeah. Joey knows. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry about that. It's okay.
Don't want to overlook that line of the card.
Joey probably uses the card too, which could be why he knows.
And I guess from here, I forgot that I can't even use it. Yeah, that would explain my deck. Let's go.
He still has the 2 Fiends, so he's not out of it just yet. He can still go into Soul of Rage.
That here.
He has the Abominable. He might go into. No, yeah, it has to be Soul of Rage here.
Maybe a waste.
Yeah, the Muckraker
Situation here we got going.
at least got him to the Sarama, but now he just has Soul of Rage in Chamber plus the 1 card in hand, which we know is a defensive option.
He is not thrilled with the way his turn
Main phase is good.
turned out. And I think he thought he'd be able to do a little bit more because I don't think he realized he couldn't use the Muckraker.
Yeah, I think he was trying to do. If he didn't go into that Muckraker and did go into Yama into Soul of Rage, he would have got the play he wanted, but he wouldn't have that trap card from the Sarama. So it was a tough spot he was put in.
Yeah. I mean, he was put in a tough spot after he got hit by Nibiru.
Definitely.
But he mostly fought out of it, but now Joey has a full hand and he normal summons Tour Guide from the underworld.
That is not the card
Not
Jack
what
wants
Jack
to see.
wants to see, for sure.
Tour Guide, one of the strongest cards in the Unchained deck. It's a Fiend that gets another Fiend on the field, so it's basically like a 1-card Unchained Soul Lord of Yama, and then some.
1 in hand, right?
Correct.
Only 1 card left. I'm surprised. I mean, we know it's Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, but I wonder if he's just going to try and save it for. Yeah, maybe.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
gonna summon Rikea. He could save it for Yama potentially.
I am surprised. You're right. I'm kind of surprised he didn't use it on the Tour Guide.
Just to hope.
Yeah, at this point, when you're this far behind, you just ash and hope.
He can use the Soul of Rage here with the Rikea to link into SP Little Knight and try and banish the Tour Guide, though.
That would be similar. Yeah, it would get it off the field, and then he can just hope.
On summon, I would like to activate Soul of Rage.
He is indeed going to use the Soul of Rage. He's going to target the Nibiru.
Okay. He can make the Little Knight and then just banish.
Okay, that makes sense because he doesn't want him to attack over the Little Knight also because he still wants the second interruption of Little Knight as well. After the banish, it'll still have that quick effect. So he's going to banish Rikea probably.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But if he has Shavar in his hand, it would be devastating.
If he has Shavar, it's probably over. But he doesn't, so it's just banished, and Joey just has the Tour Guide on his field right now. Ooh, triple tactics thrust.
But that's a good thing he saved that Ash Blossom and
Can
Joyous
add a card to
Spring.
the hand, so Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring will stop it.
That's huge.
Activate Abomination's Prison.
But he has Abomination's Prison, so he's going to be able to search out Shavara.
Oh,
He still has to worry about the SP Little Knight other effect to banish one of his cards and one of the opponent's cards.
yeah. It's a shame he didn't prison first to get the Shavara so that he'd have it to chain to the effect of the Little Knight.
That would have been interesting had it worked out that way.
He may not have been settled on his line of play, though, because Jack had all those interruption cards, including the Ash Blossom he had not yet seen. So.
Very true. And since he grabbed a Ruha here, it makes me think he might have an Unchained Trap. Oh, he's going to scale. He just drew the DDD Vice King Requiem. It's not a card you want to draw on its own unless you have the Dark Contract, really. But he's just going to use it as a card to target for the Ruha to get another Fiend on the field, making the best of what he got. When you got life gives you lemons, you got to make lemonade, and that's what Joey's doing here in the finals.
Well said, Billy.
That is definitely a lemon. You don't want to see that card in your hand without a contract.
You have 1 in hand at that point.
Only 1 in hand after that. I think Jack might be able to end up taking this game through that Nibiru.
It looks like it.
SP Little Knight to take the Tour Guide off the field. So he's going to go for Muckraker and Tour Guide.
That's nice. It protects the Muckraker and allows it to come back later.
Ruha touches down. What is the last card in Joey's hand?
Leave the main phase.
So he's going to go into battle phase, so he can attack into the SP Little Knight with a Ruha.
Should have left the smaller one. Yeah, that's fine.
Good. I'll take 100.
Yes.
Now he's going to be able to use a Ruha's effect in the graveyard since it was destroyed to special summon an Unchained Monster from his deck.
Jack is saying he should have left the Muckraker out so that Joey couldn't have run his monster in and destroyed it to get its
I just
effect,
didn't think about it with you.
since Muckraker's weaker.
Dude, the battle phase in this deck is crazy. Specifically the damage step goes nuts.
Taking on my summon here.
Yeah, I got you.
What does he have? What is he going to summon? It's going to be something that can attack over the SP Little Knight. Jack's sitting on no cards but that trap card set, which I think is the Chamber.
Yeah, he's going to need something. But he's just a top deck away from turning it around.
Unchained players love to draw Tour Guide when they're out of cards. So he's going to go for Abominable. Is he going to discard that last card out of his hand to go after the face down?
Well-
Still in the damage step? Yep. Oh, and it's Shyama. Okay. They both drew Shyama's game. I told you. I don't know what it is about Unchained. They're also saying it. If you play Unchained, you're guaranteed to draw Shyama the majority of the time, even if it's only at one in your deck. It's just how it goes.
It'd be pretty good.
But they both know how to get it out of their hands with that Abominable Unchained.
Oh wait, this isn't damage step, right?
Yep, it's damage step.
So I cannot.
You can't use SP. You can't use the trap. I'm assuming, I mean, if he goes after the trap, it's going to summon a monster from his deck, so he's probably going after SP Little Knight.
Second guessing myself. Yeah, that's fine.
And he has the Muckraker coming back, which is huge.
Yeah, go for it.
We'll see what he destroys.
We could still be going to a game 3. Yep, he
Goes
is
for
going
the
to go.
trap card.
Think if trigger.
He's gone through a lot of his monsters already, so he's going to check his graveyard. I think 3 Shavar are in there. Yep, 1, 2, 3. I see the pink on the side. And there's a blue, which is Rakea.
The Muckraker will come back. Let's not forget that.
Definitely.
And it will be able to be used as a link material because it can't be used as a link material the turn it's summoned.
Yep, and he is going to use the Chamber to summon from the deck. He's looking at Shyama.
There it is. He special summons it.
Go attack over Little Knight.
Going to attack over SP Little Knight for 1,400 points of damage. Now, what's next?
Cut your deck after you summon.
I don't know. You can if you'd like.
Yep, just get a quick cut just to make sure it's nice and randomized.
And then I'm receive the end phase.
Yep, and that's it. Just the Abominable on the
That's it.
field. SP Little Knight's going to resolve, bringing back Muckraker and Tour Guide.
Yeah, Joey's out of cards, so Jack can easily turn this around with what he has.
I will draw for turn.
Does he draw Tour Guide?
He
Nope.
does not.
Drew a trap. He has the Muckraker that can summon back a Fiend from the graveyard, though. So things are looking pretty good here for Jack, I think. I think he might be able to find a way to end up winning this game and pushing the finals to a game number 3.
I agree. It's certainly looking that way. I think he has the upper hand at the moment.
I'll start off by activating.
So he's going to use Muckraker here. Discard a card from the hand, special summon back a Fiend from the graveyard.
Yeah, it's on summon. I think it's do everything.
Double checking everything.
Joey confirming that he
Bring
can use
back
it.
Trying to think what all I have like still remaining.
He has a lot of options in that graveyard to choose from.
Yeah.
So going for the Sarama, it looks like.
Rama's probably the best choice here. Yeah, he's going to be able to clean this game up pretty easily.
I think so. He looked like the underdog for a while there.
I'll go.
Really showing you the power of SP Little Knight. Had such an impact on the game for decks that had already been around and new decks that rose to the scene. I mean, Duelist Nexus almost having as much an impact as Age of Overlord here. We saw Infernoble in the top 4. Both these Unchained decks receiving a lot of support out of Duelist Nexus. Now the Sarama is going to set the Chamber and destroy the Chamber so he can special summon another Unchained monster from his deck. He's going to special summon a Ruha, it looks like.
I'll summon a Rift.
Ruha it is.
I'm gonna check real quick while I'm here to see if there are 2. I want to be sure before I.
I think you got one more left in there.
Still has one more copy of Ruha in his deck, but he's running out of Unchained monsters in his
I'm
deck.
only worried now.
He is. His graveyard is full of them.
He still has Unchained Soul, Lord of Yama he can use. If he uses a Link Summon.
It's not treated as Link Summon now, so I can link with it.
Yep, you can link with the Muckraker now. Now he's good to go. Want to make sure you don't want to pick up a penalty for the same error and risk getting an upgrade.
Absolutely not. That's not a great way to be eliminated from the finals. But he's being extremely cautious, and he can, in fact, use that Muckraker since it was not actually summoned this turn.
That much. That on that. Bring it back. That's...
Running the numbers and making sure you can do some math. He wants to finish Joseph off. You really don't want to let them have a chance to top deck because, yeah, even just a drawn tour guide can be huge.
He does need to be careful about his pace of play, though.
Yeah, we already are 33 minutes into the match, but there's still 32 minutes to go thanks to the extra time, but you still have to keep up that pace. And now he's going to link away the Muckraker and one of the Fiend monsters for Anguish. And Anguish
I'm sorry. No.
gets the slow play warning, so we're going to get 3 additional minutes, and he's going to have to make sure to keep that pace of play up. So he's going to go into Anguish.
Yeah, there was nothing malicious about it, but he...
So now he can use Anguish to link away with the Abominable for Link 4, maybe Abomination.
That's what I'm thinking. Unchained Abomination. There it is. The Link 4.
Can I do... This is...
Every time I read that card, it just says destroy, 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 destroy.
It destroys, yeah, it destroys when it attacks, destroys at the end phase.
Is there any time it doesn't destroy a card?
During your, not really. It is a pretty crazy card. So now he's going to trade out the Sarama with the Shayama in the graveyard.
I'll summon Sarama. Verifying that I still have an Aruha.
Yep, he does have the Aruha. He checked it earlier, so he's going to be able to use Sarama's effect to special summon from the deck.
Oh, sorry. I'll go Sarama 1, Abomination 2, Abomination with target target.
And then since a card is destroyed, he gets to destroy a card. As you mentioned, is there a time it doesn't destroy a card? Not really. And so now he's going to take out the tour guide, summon a Aruha. This should be plenty of damage. It's 15, 15, 3,000, 3,000. And
Good game, too.
Joey is going to lose
9,000.
game 2, and Jack is going to even out the series. And we are going to the last game of the tournament, guaranteed. What an epic
duel
game.
left.
One duel left. That was an epic game. I mean, Joey, tried to fight with that Nibiru, almost had enough cards, but that holding that Ash was key there for Jack. I mean, being able to Ash the Thrust really could have changed things. Because the Thrust would get him a triple tactics talent, and he could have turned that game all around.
Absolutely. If that thrust resolved, that would have been a different game for sure.
Yeah, so Jack definitely being smart there and saving the Ash instead of using it just right away. And knowing that there could be some follow-up cards like Triple Tactics Thrust was pretty awesome to see. But now we saw what happened when Joey went first in game number 1, and now he's going to be going first in game number 3. I mean, the Unchained deck is one of these kind of decks where you always see them use all their cards, and you're like, oh man, use all your cards to beat me. But like, every card is live in Unchained, kind of. So you're just going to use your cards naturally every game anyway, for the most part. And then the cards you can't use, you're going to end up discarding them from your hand with something like Abominable, and then still being able to capitalize on that value as well.
Yeah, so many cards destroy your own cards, so you have a lot of different options to make with the deck, and you can destroy some of your less useful cards, as we saw Joey destroy one of his Pendulum monsters.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, that's the worst card you could possibly draw in the deck. It does nothing without the Dark Contract.
But he was still able to use it to advance his field,
Yep,
which was not in the most optimal way, but it got him a little one step closer, even though he eventually fell short.
Yeah, and now I realize he drew, not only did he draw the DDD, he also drew Shayama. So there's the two one-ups you really don't want to see, especially going second.
Yeah, his hand actually was not great. It looked good when he summoned Tour Guide.
Yeah, Nibiru Tour Guide sounds good.
Yeah, Nibiru Tour Guide, I have the best card for going second against Unchained, and then I have the best turn 1 summon on my turn, the second turn of the duel. But his hand was kind of downhill from there.
Yeah, and that Shavara just chaining to the Nibiru was really key because he was able to still establish a board after the Nibiru. If he didn't have Shavara, things would have been dicey. And I mean, also going back, you mentioned like if he led with the Unchained Abomination to have that Shavara in hand, things might have worked out a little differently for Joey there.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's kind of hard to like sequence your plays when you have something like Thrust because you kind of want to see what your opponent's going to do and then be able to react after the fact.
Yeah, it's interesting because then we don't know where the Ash would have played into that either.
Exactly.
Would he have then used the Ash Blossom
on the prison?
The Searcher, yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of the times they want to. You can also destroy that card to special summon an Unchained monster from your deck. So when you see them activated to add, they could mean they're a little desperate. It also means they're guaranteed to have Shavara, which you don't want that to happen.
Yeah, so it's tough. But I mean, if Jack had used Ash on that or the Tour Guide, then the Thrust would have resolved.
Exactly.
So the end of the day, you look at that duel, and in retrospect,
match.
Jack played perfectly.
Fitting,
And,
I guess,
you know, Jack played perfectly into everything that Joey had and beat him.
Indeed he did, but let's go ahead and do it.
Well.
It's game number 3 of the finals of YCS Richmond. This will be the last duel of our tournament. One of these players is going to walk away with the trophy, the ultra rare prize card, and so much more.
Ooh, Jack has a Nibiru and an Ash Blossom in hand.
And the Bestial Druistorm. That's
And
one of the
the
cards I was
Druistorm.
talking about in the side deck.
Going second. This is a great hand for Jack.
Yeah, Bestial Druistorm is really good against the strategy because not only are you going to cut them off from special summoning back a monster from the graveyard, it can also, if they link it away, you can send something from their field to the graveyard, but Ash is going to immediately be used on the escape, trying to special summon from the deck. And now Triple Tactics Thrust can be activated. He doesn't have any monsters on the field, so he can just set a normal spell or trap from his deck.
Let's see the best card he can take.
Can't use it this turn, but he can get something like Infinite Impermanence potentially.
That's typically what you see players take, but we will see what he goes for.
So that's good.
He sets another escape.
Makes sense. Oh, jeez.
And that's just it.
That's
the
it.
What did he set off the thrust? I think it was the Infinite Impermanence.
No, he said an escape.
Oh, he said an escape,
And
he said
then
an
a
escape.
back row that we don't know.
Which is probably-
The good thing about Joey's limited hand is he did not play into the Nibiru that Jack is holding. So the relatively weak hand may play to his favor.
All right, Abomination's Prison is going to add
I'll be adding a Ruha.
a Ruha. This is Jack's moment here. Not the strongest openings from Joey. He has to capitalize on this right now.
I'll set one.
So he's going to set a trap.
I will activate a Ruha.
Activate a Ruha, target the trap. Joey has no response. Chamber
Chamber
is going to be
effect
destroyed. Chamber's going to summon from the deck.
And the one set off thrust was which one? That one.
Jack confirming which of the set cards is the escape that was set off of Triple Tactics Thrust.
Bless you.
Now he's looking to summon. He needs to be careful and keep his pace of play up because he did already receive a slow play warning in the previous game. We already are 40 minutes into this match.
He needs to decide what he wants to summon with the Chambers effect.
Yeah, I know it is the finals, but you need to be pretty good. But here comes the Shavara. Is there going to be anything from Joey here?
I'll link two.
Right, Jack combines the two monsters into a Link 2. We're going for the Unchained Soul, Lord of Yama.
To do Sharvara to Yama 1.
Shavar to Yama 1?
Yes.
Chain link.
Shavar and Yama's effects activate.
Does he have? Yep, I figured he has infinite permanence if he didn't set it off the thrust, so he's going to try and stop him from adding another Unchained monster to the hand, but he's still going to get the trap card, but that's huge.
Yes, Shavar's effect will still set a trap from the deck.
Both players trying to stop their opponent from really getting their engines online.
You have one in hand?
I do have one in hand.
And is Blue Dog in your grave?
Blue Dog is not.
None. Okay.
There's no monsters in the grave. He was checking for Shyama. Thinking about what trap he
I
wants to
will
hear.
set
He's going to set
another
Chamber.
example.
Thanks to Shavara since it was sent to the graveyard for that link summon.
You're going to cut?
And he has the Unchained Soul of Disaster, which is not a card you want in your hand either.
No. That is a card you'd never want to draw.
Oh, good.
Set Chamber.
And I think Jack ended his turn there.
I don't think he said go yet.
And you've already used Chamber effect to pop this turn?
Correct.
So Joey's confirming that Chamber was used, so he's contemplating destroying it. And that's what he'll do. I think now's the best time to cut it
Yep.
off. I
Because
assume
he
they're
already
in
used the
end phase.
Chamber. Yeah, that's definitely something scary. He could have, man, if he set the escape, this wouldn't. It wouldn't have been really helpful. It's kind of, I don't know if, I don't know if Escape was right or Chamber, but now he's going to summon the Sarama from his deck since he destroyed his monster.
We're in end phase, so
And this is the end phase. He did try and pass, and now Joey's drawing for his turn.
stand by, man.
Jack does still have that Nibiru, so if things pick up for Joey and he starts summoning a bunch of monsters,
Sarama effect targeting.
Jack might have the answer to it.
So he's going to use Sarama to set Escape, then immediately destroy the Escape so he can special summon an Unchained monster from his deck. And the Jerusalem could be really key, too. Jack even...
That's true.
Yeah, two of those 3 cards in his hand are extremely good.
I think this is an uphill battle for Joey, but I also don't know his hand.
This is the final duel of the tournament. Only one of these players will be crowned a YCS champion, and he's going to summon Shyama from the deck.
And we also don't know if Joey will actually play into that Nibiru. If he never does, he might actually just have the upper hand and win.
Trying to decide here if he wants to try and clear the Yama off the board or just attack over it.
I will set it back.
Set the card face down. Now he's going to use the Shyama effect to destroy his own card to destroy one of his opponent cards if he chooses. It destroys one of your cards, and then you can destroy an opponent's monsters. So he's not going to destroy. He's just going to destroy his own card and destroy the chamber. So he'll be able to summon a monster from his deck, an Unchained monster.
That's his second summon for those counting.
Can I check your graveyard?
We'll get Rakia.
Yeah, of course.
So he has already summoned 3 times. 1, 2.
That's his second summon.
Second?
Yeah, this.
Yep, only 2. Yep, Shama's during, or Sarama's during the turn.
Phase.
So he's going to go to battle phase. They both get destroyed. Rakia is going to attack directly for 1,500. Sarama can also attack directly for 1,500.
So you push it 65?
All right, Jack drops down to 6,500 life points.
15?
Yep. He's going to be down to 5,000 now after those 2 attacks.
5,000 after Sarama's.
So now you can use Rakia's effect. Quick effect, destroy your own monster.
Strong effect special.
So now Sarama's going to special summon from the deck. So this will be summon number 4.
3, right?
1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3.
Effects.
He's going to get Abominable, discard to destroy Rakia.
Yes.
Oh, if he gets...
Oh, he's trying to win
Yep.
right here,
Does
isn't
he
he?
have another 3,000 attack monster?
And we're in the battle phase.
Or 2,000. He just needs 2,000. Donald's 3,000.
He needs a 2,000 attack monster from the
Oh, but
deck.
he has the Druisworm. He has the Druisworm. It's not over.
Does have the Druisworm. You're right. Forgot about the Druisworm.
Yep. This would have been game, but he has Druisworm. Yep, Joey knows he was
Oh.
moments away from winning, and now he's like, man, I almost had it.
I had 4 summons in the battle phase, enough attack points to win, and Druisworm came down.
The blue dog wasn't summoned off of his own effect, right? Or was
No,
he?
it was summoned from, I went Sarama Pop, the trap. and then
Yes.
special.
Yes, yes, yes.
Druisworm doesn't destroy cards either. It sends special summon monsters to the graveyard. So it interacts really well against the Unchained cards.
It's one of my favorite cards to side against the Unchained deck, and now it's here in the finals, potentially being the game-breaking difference. That's what Jack is on Druisworm, and Joey is on Fantastical Dragon Phantasme. So in the chat, if you were wondering what the 2 cards were, it's Druisworm and Fantastical Dragon Phantasme. Give yourself a round of applause if you wrote those 2 cards down.
And I am Fiend Locked from the Rakia. So
Does he decide to attack over the Druisworm here?
I will.
I don't think so.
We'll see.
I'll go to main phase 2.
Yeah, he wants to go to main phase 2 so he can link away his Shavara and Abominable for a Yama.
That's a 5th summon, so Nibiru is now live.
May I check your graveyard?
Yes, of course.
Down to 19 minutes. Well, I think we might have some time extensions for a slow play warning as well, but we are going the distance here. We are into the extra innings. This is the bonus time they get for being in the finals. It's been an epic match so far, but we are a few turns, maybe just a couple turns away from crowning a new YCS champion. He's going to set Wailing of the Unchained with Shavara, and then Yama is going to add.
Destroyed something from deck.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Just making sure I don't play that one clearly.
Yeah, you're good. Add in.
What is he going to add here?
Aruha effect to special or pop this turn, correct? So engraved from the escape from last turn.
Did he not?
No, he has not used the Ruha's effect.
Ruha got destroyed on my turn.
Yeah, with escape,
Yep.
and then I summoned. And
Yes.
The Ruha's not
Yeah,
even
you
touched
did
down on the
that.
field yet this turn. Yep. So he's going to add a Ruha with Yama. He's probably trying to look for maybe a way to get SV Little Knight to banish the Druis Worm. So now he's going to use the Shyama in the graveyard to destroy the Wailing. Since Wailing is destroyed, he's going to be able to special summon another Unchained monster from the deck.
No, I don't believe so.
He hasn't normal summoned yet either. Nope.
Yes.
Nope. Yep, all he did was
That's what
Sarama,
I too
set the
remember.
trap, use the trap, special summon the Rikeya.
Resolving the Wailing to special.
Looks like Joey just keeps going. I think it's going to be inevitable that Jack eventually uses Nibiru's effect.
Over to you.
On res.
Sure.
I will do the thing.
He has Nibiru
Right
with the
there.
Druis Worm. Druis Worm Nibiru is going to be key in this match. He's going to be able to send all these to the graveyard. He's already used Shavara's effect. Oh, no, he hasn't used Shavara's effect this this turn, so he's still going to have that. Shyama's going to go to the bottom of the deck.
25 attack, 2k D. So from you,
I mean,
we
it doesn't
got,
matter. He's going to send the token to the
6K
graveyard
attack
with the
and
Druis Worm,
2K
I'm
D.
assuming.
So total should be 85, 6k. Yes.
Shyama to the bottom, the other two monsters to
is
the
total player, do
graveyard.
you
If
have
he
any
can still
triggers?
set the trap, he'll be good.
I've already used Shavara. to
Yeah, he
set.
used
I
Shavara. That's what I
don't
thought.
have any triggers.
Yep, he has no triggers, so now he
no
can use
triggers,
Druis Worm
Druis
to
Worm
destroy or send the token away.
Jack's reading Druis Worm just to make sure.
One. We're in a one-on-one.
Yep.
Just Nibiru on the field now. Both have one card in hand. There's a Yama in the graveyard for Joey, but he has nothing else. He's going to have to pass. Can Jack draw a tour guide of the underworld?
That would be an incredible top
Good
deck.
August, bottom of deck.
Yep.
Ruha's in hand. Okay, I'll draw for turn.
He knows what the one card is. It's a Ruha. I see.
standby.
Oh, he drew Shavara. All he had was the Unchained Soul Disaster. I forgot that was the card in his hand, but he has the Yama in his
Right.
graveyard.
So do I have any way to do that? Yeah. On battle.
He's just going to go to the battle
First
phase.
damage to me, I believe, right?
Attack for 3,000 in
That
Nibiru.
Checks out, yeah.
So 5k.
Joey
5K?
drops to 5,000.
I'm on the edge of my seat. Both players down to so
And
few
then
cards.
I will pass it back to you.
Yeah, but all he can do is pass with those two monsters in his
He
hand. And
goes
now
first.
Joey's going to draw for his turn. He
Go
has a
last down,
Ruha
okay.
already.
Yeah,
He adds a second card to his hand.
2 cards in hand.
correct.
He has the Yama in the graveyard. He just needs to find a way to destroy some cards.
Set.
Set a monster, activate a Ruha.
He drew the goods. Oh,
Oh,
He drew a card to destroy. He just needed to draw anything that wasn't a tribute monster.
it's
and
a
it's
Phoenix Rhino Warrior.
I will go Chain Link 1.
So he has Chain Link 1. He has Yama in the graveyard. He's going to have the Fiendish Rhino Warrior effect as well. But the Fiendish Rhino Warrior is huge. And Yama going to special summon back. What is he summoning back? And the Yama can also destroy his own Ruha if he wants to exchange that for a different Unchained monster.
Oh, that was a good top deck for Joey.
And all Jack has in his hand is the Disaster.
I know something.
And the Shavara.
Oh, yeah, and the Savara. I
Does
forgot.
have the Shavaras.
And he's going to set the Chamber, it looks like, off the Shavara that he sent with the Fiendish Rhino Warrior.
I know 1, Yama 2. Or Yama 1, Rhino 2, right? So yes, Yama
Yes,
Dump
that's
Shavara.
right.
And then I will go.
or Rhino Dump Shavara and then some.
Yeah. And then I'll go special back the.
Yeah, got to resolve the chain links before you set the trap there for the Shavara. Summon back from the Yama. Looks like he's thinking about oh no, he's going to get Rikeya.
Hero, by the way.
It is actually.
Sick.
Yeah.
I
And
like
then
it.
Shavara effect to set.
Shavara's going to set a chamber.
Good.
We could be moments away from crowning a new YCS champion.
Win a rock or 2 jailbirds.
I'll go Rikeya effect to pop.
Kay is going to destroy the chamber. Chamber's going to special summon from the deck. Going to summon back that Shyama that got returned to the bottom of the deck on the previous turn. And now he's going to probably think again for a moment. Quick check of the graveyard from Jack. This game has been back and forth, but now Joey is in the driver's seat.
Yeah, he wants to see if he can close this out, but Jack does have the
And use your
Shavara
K
in his
effect on
hand.
Field, right?
but Joey doesn't know about it. Change the Shavara's effect and also has a Yama in the grave, right?
Oh, he does have the Yama in the graveyard. I forgot he has his own Yama as well.
So there is a lot that Joey needs to play around, so it's not as straightforward as it looks. Of course, Joey doesn't know that Jack top decked the Shavara, so I think Joey can still close it out, but I can't say that
Maybe
with absolute
SP.
certainty. I mean, he's going to eventually threaten the Nibiru, forcing...
Yep, links it away. Yep.
Okay, so there we go.
I am indeed. Wait, is that 5K?
Yeah, he's going to link it away for the Abomination. The Unchained Abomination is there. Shavar's on the field. That's 5,000 points of
it.
damage. And
Unchained
Joey
Abomination
is going to be your YCS Richmond YCS champion. Joey Bellafor.
His first YCS top cut ever, and he's taking home a trophy.
We had over 1,400 duelists, and now we finally have our champion with Unchained here. Our first ever YCS Richmond champion, and he is going to be happy. He's going to have a good time with his friends tonight. Now he's going to get that ultra rare prize card of another first Plutonia, and this might be his first top, but could be the start of many to go from here. And now he is a YCS champion, joining an elite club of duelists. But you know, big props to Jack here, making it all the way to the finals. You know, a great sport. It's all about having fun. You see, even with the loss in the finals, still with a smile on your face, good sportsmanship is something to be admired from any duelist.
Absolutely. He played that masterfully, and he did earn that victory, so he earned that trophy.
Amazing. What an incredible duel. It was back and forth. It was almost 50 minutes long, with both players playing at a pretty solid pace, and now Joey is the YCS champion. Just an amazing tournament, and I just can't believe that we finally made it down here. And it came down to 2 Unchained decks. It was the most represented deck in the top cut. We kind of fell off from YCS Indy 2 weeks ago, but then